Moving on, 7-time NASCAR champion, that would be Jimmie Johnson, is hoping to be a driver for change, you could say, both on and off the racetrack. Johnson is a longtime friend and supporter of Bubba Wallace. We love him, too. The only black driver in NASCAR's top tier. In June, what looked like a noose, later found to be a door pull, was found in Wallace's garage bay at Talladega Superspeedway. Bubba Wallace was featured in the November issue of Oh, the Oprah magazine, and Jimmie Johnson writes a tribute. He says this: I hope that Bubba's bravery can lead all of us in racing to think about ways to make it more inclusive. Today, Johnson is being honored for his own inclusion efforts with a NASCAR Drive for Diversity Award. And right now, we are so happy to say, hi, Jimmie Johnson. It's so good to see you.
Hello.
May I say that when you agreed...
Great to be on the show.
Well, my other job is at Oprah magazine, and when you agreed to write the tribute, we were doing the hula. People started applauding and said, Jimmie said yes, Jimmie said yes. We were so excited. But you share in that writing, you said that you and Bubba have been friends for a very long time, close to 15 years, but you had never had a discussion with him about the challenges of being the only black driver in NASCAR. And once you two started talking about it, it was very revealing to you. Why did you start talking, and what did you learn? How did it affect you?
Well, really, with George Floyd's passing, Bubba and I just started talking about that topic. And I realized in the conversation that Bubba today deals with things that I've never dealt with still. And I've known him for so many years, and we've always talked racing and kind of current life events, but we've never gone there. And then once we went there, it inspired me to talk to many other friends of mine in the black community, Hispanic community, far and wide. And it was much more revealing than I was aware of. So I put that on myself and have spent a lot of time learning and listening, and certainly grew a lot in these last few months in understanding the big picture, as many Americans have, and people around the world for that matter.
But Jimmie, I love the story that you wrote about how Bubba was stopped by police and how Bubba handled it, and now you said how you would have handled it.
Yeah, two totally different scenarios, and that was an example of just how different my experience has been versus his.
Yeah, because you said, I don't know if I would have held my tongue. Is the point I'm making? Because you said, because I think it's really refreshing for you to say something like that. To say, I never really thought about anything like that, and I wouldn't have accepted that kind of behavior, the way he was treated. Because the cops specifically said to him,
exactly
"Can
right.
you afford this car?" That was a question they said to him.
Yeah, and I'm confident that's not a question that I would receive being pulled over and cited.
And now NASCAR has banned the Confederate flags. You have a lot to say about that because some of them are still flying at NASCAR. What do you think when you see that? What do you think people need to know and understand?
That it's hurtful. And I do respect the argument that everybody has a right for freedom of speech and expression. But you're welcome to do that on your private property. When you're at a sporting event or a public facility, inclusion should be the top priority. And to fly a flag that is hurtful and painful for many is just not acceptable. And I'm proud of NASCAR and the efforts they've made this year to really remove the flag from the tracks. And Bubba is a huge part of why that all happened.
Jimmie, in the op-ed, you also write how you were disgusted when you first heard about the noose. The FBI and NASCAR later said it was a garage door pull, but I'm wondering what your conversations with Bubba were like when he was going through that.
That news came out in, I guess, maybe Saturday evening prior to our race. And I had already gone to sleep and woke up to the news. And as soon as I read it, I texted Bubba that I wanted to stand with him during the national anthem. Just as a friend, I wanted to be there for him. I couldn't believe what I was reading that morning. And then word traveled that I was intending to stand with him, and other drivers asked if it was okay if they were involved. And I'm like, well, of course, absolutely. And within a few hours, team members, team managers, everybody wanted to figure out how to show their support, and other drivers came up with great ideas, and that's kind of how we evolved from me standing with him at the for the national anthem to all the drivers pushing his car down pit road and the entire garage area falling out behind Bubba to show support.
That was a stunning moment.
Really amazing thing.
That was a stunning moment. Jimmie, do you think Michael Jordan recently became the first black owner, NASCAR's first black principal owner? Do you think that's going to make a difference?
Without a doubt. I mean, it's Michael Jordan and his voice in sports, his voice outside of sports. is just so massive. And I'm really happy for Michael. I've known him for a lot of years. And I know his upbringing here in the North Carolina area and being close to NASCAR and it being a sport he and his family would attend and watch together. So I'm happy he's involved for many reasons. And I think the pairing with Bubba Wallace and then even Denny Hamlin and the assets.
I like what you said, Jimmy. Well, number one, he's Michael Jordan. Let's just start with that. Good things happen when it's Michael Jordan.
Correct.
So do you ever see yourself racing with Team Jordan? Because Bubba's now going to be his first driver. Do you see yourself possibly racing with them? That would be very cool.
I would be open to it. I'm kind of in transition right now, but my focus is on IndyCar here in the years to come.
Okay, but I don't think people would be mad to see you and Bubba together with Michael Jordan. I like that picture.
I would take the call and talk about it for sure.
All right, Jimmie Johnson, thank you for joining us this morning, getting up early and writing that piece in the magazine. We were very, very excited about it. We really appreciate it.